Agut Tevach Rabbi Sai. We have some very choshev guests today. Starting off with my Shver's brother, Dr. Phil Friedman from Detroit. Shkoyach for coming. I'm going to have to get up. Shkoyach, wow. It's a big schos. I don't think your brother ever came. No, my Shver came, but Uncle Dave.
Dave, he never came?
I don't think so. We got to talk to him about this. I don't remember him at a shir.
I'm here, he'll come.
Yeah, you got to go after shir. You have to go upstairs and check out the booth over there. We also have with us one of our Zevachim in the Koil, Rabbi Eliakim, who does a tremendous job for the shir every day. Part of the animation that we have, the story sometimes, the jokes, he's all part of it. He's sitting here, and he just took a test on, I think, 2,200 Daf Gemara or something like that. The kids are shas cold. And we have the big schos to have his father, Shalom Aleichem. What a schos to have a son like this. Kol HaTorah Kula like this on his fingertips. It's unbelievable. It's a schos for us that we have him in the koil. You could see him, if you want to see him live, you come here in the koil every morning. He's here. Tmidim Kisidron. Tremendous massive. Yishkoyach. Who else? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Ben Shabbat. You sound very familiar. A lot of emails. You sent me emails. And who's this?
Eitan Ben Shabbat.
Shalom Aleichem. How you doing? Wow, he looks like your father. He's like, oh, he's Yisrael. Well, part of the mishpacha. What's your name?
Natan Potiyomkin from Belgium.
Shalom Aleichem. Belgium. I know. Rabbi Blumenthal, what's your first name? Ariel Blumenthal. Shalom Aleichem. Oh, you should go for this gift. What is this? This is a Herzog quartet. The what? 40th
anniversary of your birthday.
40th for my
of your bar mitzvah.
Of my bar mitzvah. I got it. Wow, I was getting excited there for a second. Wow. My boy said we made it. We're big time now. We made it into the. The reason why I'm showing this is it's on the screen. Stop sending me emails. I like everybody sending me in the Paris Avigdor. It's in the. They put a picture in there of the shir. You see what's going on there? Okay, some sort of story. Shalom Aleichem, what's your name? From? Manchester. Shalom Aleichem. You related to anybody here? No. But you do the shir in Manchester? Shalom Aleichem. Wow. For many years. So when I was in Manchester, you came. I saw you there. Shalom Aleichem. Wow.
You saw lots of people.
Yeah. You stand out though. That's unbelievable. Welcome, Doc. How you doing? And there's another doctor. You're old. I mean, not old. I don't mean like you're old, but like you've been here a few times. Okay, good. Every month Shabbos. You're new? Shalom, what's your name?
Simchaner.
From?
Butterfly.
Ah, you're Moishe's brother. I met you at the bar mitzvah for a second. Shalom Aleichem. Very nice. Who else? Who wants to say hello? Anybody? Oh yeah, what's your name? Here, let me talk to you directly in your ear. What's your name?
Benjamin Bull from Manchester.
Oh, Shalom Aleichem. You hear me? It's good, this thing? We have a direct communication here. Givaldik. Okay, very noch. Anybody? You guys? You? Who's that? Okay. Oh, you, I know. I know from somewhere. That's why. Oh, wow. Okay, great. No, we said hello to them. We went through this, but are you watching me on Zoom now? Yeah, okay. I said on, I think on Friday, I don't know, I don't think I told you. I said in English here? Okay, great. He'll hear it in a second. Here he is. He's on Zoom. Live on Zoom. Givaldik. I don't know what this is. Somebody sent this to me. He said that even in Panovich they do the shir, and he sent me a proof that he does the shir and he's in Panovich. I don't know exactly how that proves it, but okay. Did I read the thing from Malin? I thought the name was very interesting. Shalom Rebelli. First of all, I wish you a big yishkoyach. I'm enjoying your shir now for already 5 months. Mr. Hashem, I'll try to get around to telling you my story. Although not to elaborate, but can be maybe mechazik someone. I'd love to hear it. And then he goes on to ask me a question here, which, Be'ezer Hashem, one of these days, all these questions are going to go directly to our koilel. Give them another job. Leiba, you could be in charge of that. answer these guys because they get all mad at me, like I'm ghosting them. I don't have time to answer everybody's email. Avram Malins. I'm wondering if he's like a grandchild of Reb Leib. Okay, what else do we have here? That's it? Okay, going straight in. Again, the Hebrew Shir starts at 9:36. 7? 9:37, I said. Not 9:30, 9:37. To give us another minute, but it's already 8:48. And we have to do more than a daf today, so we're going to hurry along. The Masechta is sponsored by David Solomon, dedicated memory of Avi Meir Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiz Zechron Levracha. Anonymous. Lili Nishmas Doidi Shlomi Yehuda ben Shmuel Chaim Asher Shakav Lom Kachim Kol Chayev. Anonymous. Lezich Nishmois Nishmas. Nachum Tzvi ben David, sponsored by Skybrook Capital, in honor of our friends Meir Kovacs, Taki Shamshim Shlavrak, the devotion Torah study in the Shir. Joel Gedalis, Lili Nishmas, my father Jack Gedalis. Anonymous. Hatzlacha Baruchins V'Gashmis. Koil sponsors for the month. Anonymous from London. Parnosa B'Shefa. Yishkoich Anonymous from London. He sent me a happy birthday thing. I forgot to answer him. Monthly sponsors. Anonymous. Please down for Refuah Shlema for the world's best dad. Aaron ben Chai Sarah. Anonymous. Baruch Adolidai. Baruch Tzvi Nisim ben Shoshana Leah. Yehuda B'Yom ben Chava. Anonymous from London. Hatzlacha B'Parnosa. Here he is again. Weekly sponsors. Anonymous. In memory of the Bas Ayin, Reb Avram Doiv ben Reb David. It's chutz for donor family. Yidi Hollander. In honor of my father-in-law, devoted to the Daf each day as he marries off a child. Yosef Ezra. In memory of Yeshua ben Shimon Dov. And a Parnasa Toiva. Daily sponsors: Yisrael Itzik Ushmulik Kleiner, Lili Nishmois, Avi Meir of Chaim Zev and Rav Yosef Yehuda Leib, with the Dano Rav Yaakov Eliezer and Rav Yosef Yehuda Leib Kleiner, Nechdei Hagrai Mitels, Zechat Tzadik Kodesh Levracha. Innovations, who's that? Avram Yitzchok. Agoin, Rav Avram Yitzchok Mitels, Zechat Tzadik Kodesh Levracha. Innovations LC, thank you. Oh! No, because he had a long one, I think, the other day. He's thinking a bunch of people, so now it's a 2-letter sponsorship, the best ever. This is probably the best ever. TY. Huh?
Takes the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still very geschmack for me to look at it. Thank you. Anonymous. Yartzeh for Shimon ben Yisrael David. Mordechai Sapazik. Ooh, this is not readable. Yizech Nishmas Yisrael Moshe Zechron Levracha Ben Avram Doiv. Okay, something like that. You just don't want to mix up the living and the... Peretz Chaim Levin, Zech Nishmas, my namesake's yard site, Peretz Ben Hil Yaakov, we had this, no? Sadowitz, who was born near Punish, Lithuania by his great nephew. Month, Rabbi Isai, he's here tonight. He's been coming a lot, Baruch Hashem. Refuah Shlema, Yonatan Eitan Ben Basheva Bracha, Refuah Shlema. Shkoyach, thanks for coming, gives us a lot of chizuk. Refuah Shlema. By the way, he's a neurosurgeon, so you go speak to him afterwards. He's retired, but he's coming out of retirement for you. Right? The Refuah Shlema Mordechai ben Esther. The Refuah Hayela Daniel Zev ben Ayelet Esther. Turning to the Daf, Adar Global, Turnkey Financial Services, hassle-free real estate purchase in Israel.
Why not?
Oh, we're not turning the Daf yet? I thought I could pull a fast one. Okay, Rabbi Isai, we're holding 8 lines from the top of Pei Beis Amud Beis. Pei Beis Amud Beis. Basar Ayoytz L'chutz. Where's the basar we have over here? We got to finish the sugya. We got to do it quickly, so you got to hold cup with me a little bit. Here's the basar. You got 1. Okay. Hopefully this is enough. Basar. Shmak. Basar. Basar ayoytz lachutz pasel. If you take the meat outside of the Beis Hamikdash, we said, okay, this is the Azara, this is the Heichal, this right over here, this Shmek Tabak that Mendel Lerner got me. There's no Tabak in here now, but there's a nice silver thing I left at home. This is outside of the Heichal, and this is outside of the Beis Hamikdash. Let's turn it over because it's interesting. It was like that. So if the Basar, the steak, goes outside of the Beis Hamikdash, the halacha is it's pasel. Hanichnas lefnim kosher. If you have basar, let's see, I got to get another piece of basar.
We need a piece.
El Yaakov no Aris, even if I'm saying wrong pshat, just pretend it's good, okay? Guys that, I never had a guy that took a faher and all of Shas sitting right next to me. It's very nerve-wracking.
I only correct the jokes.
That's Seder. Kids, no, I'm not saying any jokes from him today. Listen, you could just, when nobody's looking, just 36, just numbers. Throw out a number and we'll go. If basar goes into the heichal, kosher. Shi'eh badin shepasul. L'chayr we can make a kavachomer to tell us that it's possible. We're just finishing up those kavachomers that gave Benny a lot of trauma. We're at the end. We're just doing 1, 2. Not a big deal, and we're done. Shi'eh badin shepasul. Uma b'mokom sheloi pasal dam shebachutz es shebifnim. Oh, look at this. We have the 2 cups of blood. You think it's not blood, but hold on a second. Put in this poison over here. Geschmack. So this boss we're going to put on the side a second. If you shecht an animal and you're able to collect 2 cups of blood, one goes in the heichal, one stays outside of the heichal. We said the halacha is the one that stays out is kosher. Sorry. So now we're going to go this way. This we said is kosher. This right over here is pasul. If you have, hold on. Well, a minute, let me just figure it out myself. If you have half the blood over here, forget what I just said. Half the blood went outside of the Beis Hamikdash. Half the blood is left inside the Beis Hamikdash. This remains kosher. But if we said before, if some of the meat of the carbon goes outside, I don't want to put it over here. What should we do? This way, gewaldig, like that. Okay. No, it has to be outside. Good.
I could take only the stick.
Say there. I could drink this meanwhile. It's geschmack Kool-Aid, it's poison. Whatever. I have an idea. We'll go like this. Yeah, that's next to his thing. Okay, we'll go this way. Okay, here we go, like this. Oh, it's very risky to sit here. You're in the splash zone. I don't know if they warned you. If we do this, okay, now I'm moving it. You can calm down. If I put one blood in the heichal and one blood out of the heichal, this becomes pasul, because once you go into the heichal, the blood is pasul. So certainly this that goes inside the heichal should become pasul. Yeah, Benny, are you with me? Is Yidel with me? Yeah. Yidel's with me. So we have a miut that says, no, the basar that goes in remains kosher, the blood is the problem. But let's do the reverse. Now that we know this halacha, one more kavachomer, we're done. In this situation, you take one cup and you put it inside the heichal. The other cup that stays outside is pasul. But the meat remains kosher. Ooh, that was close. So now if we go to the outside, if you take one cup of blood and you take it outside of it didn't move yet. It didn't spill. One cup outside of the Beis Hamikdash, one cup inside, it remains kosher. And it didn't, certainly the meat should remain kosher. But and it didn't should kosher. No, that you can't do. Now we had an entire sugya. That what you have very good logic. It's a great kavachomer, but there's a pasuk. Once you go outside, it's also. We're done with the kavachomers, gevaldik, and now we can move on. Says the Gemara. Pnima. Ainli ela pnima. We're talking about blood going into the Heichal and into the Kodesh HaKodashim. So this is a side view of here we have a Kohen. Wow, nice and slow. He walks into the Kodesh. Pnima means the inside, the inner chamber. What does the inner chamber mean? L'chayra, the inner chamber means the Kodesh HaKodashim. So he brings the meat, the blood into here, it becomes possible. Pnima, ein li el pnima, heichal minayin. How do I know that just bringing the blood into this part, the heichal, before the Kodesh HaKodashim, the dam becomes possible, as we had yesterday. Just bringing it in, it becomes possible. Tamaloymar ela kodesh pnima. The word kodesh is referring to the heichal, and the word pnima is referring to the Kodesh HaKodashim. Ask the Gemara, v'yoymar kodesh, v'yoymar pnima. If it just says kodesh, and kodesh means the heichal, so certainly something that has more kedusha, certainly the blood should become possible. Omar Rava both zev v'limen dal zeh. You need both of the words. You need pnima and you need kodesh. Why? Because kodesh doesn't mean anything to me. Pnima doesn't mean anything. There's no taich over there what it means. I'll give you an example, says Rava. We see by a kohen, the halacha is that if a kohen has a slave, a non-Jewish slave, a Evet Kanani, he's considered kinyan kaspai. It's his belonging, literally his belonging, and he could give him from his own truma. So what about a Evet Ivri? What about a Jewish slave? And there's two types of Evet Ivris. There's an Evet Ivri that's up to 6 years, and there's an Evet Ivri that goes out by Yovel. He says, I want to hafti sishti, I want to stay with you. We do this. Here, I even brought the tool. Is there anybody, I'm trying to find a volunteer. It's not a big deal. It'll heal. Any of the younger guys, you want to get poked in the ear? Yonatan Eitan, this is good. This is gula for Refuah Shleima. You want to try? No? Anybody? Nobody.
Not all it's cracked up to me.
No, let's go. Get over here. Get over here. You'll be famous. Let's go. No, a little band-aid. How bad could this hurt? Let's see. We're gonna do it live. I don't think it's that bad. Come. No. Put your ear. No.
Right
turn
here.
Around.
Right here.
Right there. But you got to turn around. Turn around so you don't look. I don't want you to feel the pain. All right. You ready? All right. I'm not gonna. She's gonna. A nut. She's going. Now I know anything to get on TV. Okay. So what makes more sense? That a kohen could give his truma to a Jewish slave that's there all the way till Yovel, he's working for him up to 50 years, or a slave that only works for 6 years? What makes more sense? He can give truma to what? The nirtza, the one that lives forever, the one that works for him until Yovel. So it says, the sanya, toishav, the word toishav. So anybody that speaks a little Hebrew knows, you're a toshav. What does a toshav mean? You're a citizen, resident. It means somebody that works, he's going to be your Eved Ivri forever, meaning until Yovel. Sachir, and the word sachir, here we have the pasuk over here. B'chol zar lo yoichal kodesh. And it says in the pasuk, toishav kohen v'sachir, both. Sachir is a kohen kinyan shanim. By the way, Stav is a compliment to me. So this is one of the biggest compliments. Rebbe Yoakim listens to our shir. Come out every day, right?
Double speed, skip off the roof.
I don't know if I should say it, but there's an article. There's an article somewhere that said that I went to speak by Reb Sruli Bornstein, and it says and Eli Stefansky is a follower of Really Bornstein. Like had to stuck it like in, like like stick it in like that. So Rabbi Yakim, you're a follower of my shir. Shh, don't argue. You listen to the shir every day. Double speed. Everybody listens to double speed. That's not the chiddush. So you skip around a little bit. Okay, I hear. Givaldik. Makes me feel good. A guy that knows all shots. Okay. He doesn't. Fine. The Sanya, Toishav Zekon, huh?
The 4 words you skipped.
You do listen.
I listen.
You listen. You're saying that you listen to the canter to find the Tusim. I got it. Zekon Kinyan Oilam. Toishav Zekon Kinyan Oilam, Socher Zekon Kinyan Shonim. Yoyim Toishav al Yoyim Socher. So just say that if you cannot feed the slave, I shouldn't call him a slave, the Eved Ivri, that works up till Yoivel, you can't give him Truma, certainly if he only works for 6 years. And Yoimer, Koni Kinyan Oilam, and Oichel, Koni Kinyan Shonim Lekolchin. I'll make Don Kavachayim. Says Gemara, no. And this is part of the explanation. The word Toishav doesn't mean anything to me. The word Toishav could also mean that he's a Eved Ivri that only works 6 years. If it only said one word in the Torah, I would say, you know what? A regular Eved Ivri, you can't give Truma, but one that's Mamish, Kinyan Olam is there, he's going to be working forever. Him you could give Truma. That's why Basacher V'limid al Toishav, and that's why the Torah said both words. Now I know what Toishav means. Sacher, the Toishav is from the 2 words. Toishav means he works longer than Sacher. So Sacher is going to be the one that works for 6 years. Toishav is going to be the one that works till the Yovel. So 2 by us, we have 2 words. We have Pnima and we have Kodesh. So now that we have 2 words, so Pnima is going to mean the inner of the inner, the Kodesh HaKadoshim, and Kodesh is going to mean the Heichal. But if it only said one, I wouldn't know what Pnima means. Maybe Pnima means compared to the Hazara, I went inside. I went inside 1 step to the first station, to the Heichal. I didn't go all the way in. What? Correct. Yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, good. It'll be all the way in, all the way into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. You're right. Yes. Thanks, Eli Yaakov, for not correcting me. Your mom is sitting there. Raise your hand. And like it. Zog the Gemara. Omer le'abaya. That's what we're holding? Omer le'abaya. Bishlam also trei gufeninu. When it comes to avodim, you have two different avodim. One is the one that works for 6, one that works till the yovel. The Torah should have said, to be more specific, the nirtza. And I would have learned the one that works for 6 years. You certainly can't feed him truma if you can't feed the one that works the yovel. We have a yisoid in the Torah that sometimes the Torah goes out of its way, even though it's something you can learn. The Torah explains it and elaborates. How in the world could you possibly get all the way into the Kodesh HaKadoshim without passing the blood through the Heichal? The only entrance to the Kodesh HaKadoshim is through the Heichal. And if I bring the blood into the Heichal, and that makes the blood puzzle, so of course it's going to be puzzle once I get to the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Why do I need a puzzle to tell me that the blood is puzzle when I get to the Kodesh HaKadoshim? There's a way to get into the Kodesh HaKadoshim, not the regular way. Here, it looks something like this. It's not accurate. You could. Eliakim, you had something to do with this one? Not this. Oh, he could get in through the ceiling, says the Gemara. There's different ways, there's different escape routes. The window. But that doesn't work, says Rava. It says a lashon of coming in normally. And therefore, says Rava, if you came in through the ceiling, it wouldn't become possible. The blood wouldn't be possible. L'fnai v'l'fnim le'mifsel beheichal. Says Rava an amazing chiddush here. You wouldn't be able to think of something on your own, something like this. Says Rava, I have a way that you walk through the heichal and the blood does not become puzzle. It only becomes puzzle when you get into the Kodesh HaKodashim. And that is, if I think in my mind that I don't want to use the blood in the heichal, I want to use it dafka in the Kodesh HaKodashim, it won't become puzzle. What's pshat? Don't know. That's what he says. That's what the Torah is telling us. The reason why the Torah says Kodesh HaKodashim, the pnim, is because there's a way through the machshava. Yiddishkeit is in the head. You could change a lot of things with your mind, and this is one of them. By Rava, when Klai Yisrael is told by the Sanhedrin that they could eat a certain chelav, and they go ahead and they eat it, right of Klai Yisrael, they have to bring a parallel davar. Where do you sprinkle the blood? In the heichal. So you have the right to be in the heichal, to sprinkle the blood. And he goes, and he takes it a step further, he exaggerates. Instead of sprinkling the heichal, he goes into the Kodesh HaKodashim. Mao. Does it become possible? Mi amrinon ela kodesh pnima. You have to have two things. You have to have ela kodesh, that you went into the heichal, and then pnima, you go into the Kodesh HaKodashim. Kol heichal dekarinin ela kodesh. When there's a problem, when you're over going into the heichal, then you're over going into the Kodesh HaKodashim. Karinin bei pnima. Kol heichal deloy karinim ela kodesh, lo karinim pnima. When Ela Kodesh doesn't apply to this case. Why doesn't it apply to this case? Because you're supposed to sprinkle it in the heichal. So maybe this whole pasuk doesn't apply here. And if you bring that blood of the parallel davar and Sarah Avodah Zarah into the Kodesh HaKodashim, you're not passing it. At the end of the day, you're going to a place you don't belong, and that makes it possible. If you say yes, indeed, that will pass the blood. If you take that blood and you sprinkle it in Kodesh HaKodashim, and then you go back to the heichal. Vichnisan mahu. Now what do you do? So what was the case here? He sprinkled the blood in the Kodesh HaKodashim, and he took it out to the heichal, and then he went back in. Now you have this is a bull that you're supposed to bring it into the Kodesh HaKodashim. It's in Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur, you're supposed to sprinkle it in Kodesh HaKodashim. So he went into Kodesh HaKodashim, but he came out. He was done. He's done with his job. So the question is, once he's done, he has no right to go back in. And if he goes back into Kodesh HaKodashim, he passes the blood, or no, he has the right to be there on Yom Kippur. So he stepped out, he came back in. It's not the end of the world. And if you say that, because he stepped out, that's it. He doesn't have the right to go back in. He's a midoma paroiches. So this is a little confusing. It's not a big deal, but take a look at this. This is all. Let me just explain that we have an artist, not Yoshi, not Shlomo. We have a guy that works all day long for the last few months. All he's been doing is making stuff for the Beis HaMikdash. So this is one of the things. We asked him to do this quickly on Friday. Over here you can see the Kodesh HaKodashim on the left side, and you see this is not a nice one. This is just to explain what's going on here. The Kohen is walking from the Kodesh HaKodashim through the Paroich. That's not exactly how he walks, okay, but he gets to the west side of the Mizbech HaKtoros. Here, this Mizbech right over here, this guy, this is Mizbech HaKtoros. He's on the west side. He's between the Paroiches and the Mizbech. That's on the west side. That's where he's supposed to be. The Torah says, as soon as he comes out of the Kodesh HaKodashim, that's where he starts sprinkling with blood on that Mizbeach. Now he went and he walked to the east side. That's not where he's supposed to be. And then he comes back to the west side. Mao. So here the shaila is, he didn't really go to another room. He went to a place where he doesn't belong there. That's not where the avodah is done. So he didn't go in and out of a place. At the end of the day, he shouldn't have been on the east side of the Mizbeach. So the fact that he went to the east side, he shouldn't be coming back to the west side. He's done. Teiku. Okay, end of that. Yeah? Rabbi Yaakov's father, you okay? You coped it, yeah?
I was figuring out east and west, but I've got it.
Oh, okay.
I've got it.
There's a little compass there to explain the east and the west. Where he's standing now is the west. And then, hold on, I'll do it again. That's east. I don't know.
He's coming out of the...
He's coming out of the west, and he's standing on the west. The west side of this guy, let me just show you what I'm talking about. This is the Mizbeach, right over here. This is the west, and this is the east. So he's standing right now, he's doing the avodah where he's supposed to be standing. Then he continued, and he's walking towards the entrance of the Heichal. He's trying to exit the Heichal. So that area where he's standing right now, right over here, is that considered that he left the west side and he's in another place? Or it's the same room, there's no mechitza over there, there's nothing going on? I'm kind of thirsty and I don't really want to drink this junk. I'm not even sure what the hechsher is over here. 1 minute, Ramosha, let's see if Taka. Let's see, 10 seconds, here we go. Just count to 10, we're getting a cup of water. Hold on. It's gonna happen. He's on delay. What?
You call it the drink water?
Oh! What are you saying? Oh, here we go. Ooh! Shkoyach. What is this from? The sink?
The filter water.
Filter tap. He says, you sure it's filter tap or a sink? I don't drink sink water. Baruch Tadi. Thank you. Ask Geschmack, very good. Okay, weiter. Nichnas l'chaper. Okay, so Rabbi, we're holding on today's daf, and we have 15 minutes to do the whole daf. What happened was, he thought to himself, he went into the heichal with his blood. Has a cup of blood, he goes into the heichal where he's not supposed to be, putting the blood on his back. He thought he's going to do the zrika, and he didn't end up doing the zrika. So we have a machlokes. Rav Shimon says you have to do zrika. Nichlas l'chaper. Tanya, Reb Lezer oimer, nemar kan l'chaper b'kodesh. It says by us these words. Remember these words. L'chaper b'kodesh. V'nana alon v'chol adam lo yeh ba'oyel moyed b'voy l'chaper b'kodesh. On Yom Kippur it says when he does the ketores, l'chaper b'kodesh. Mal alon b'shloi kippur. He didn't actually do. There's no kapar by ketores. Afkan b'shloi kippur. So too by us, by the blood, there's no kapara. Reb Shimon oimer nemar kan no. Dafka if you do the zrika. Nemar kan l'chaper. V'nemar alon v'yispar achadas v'sir achadas shehuva by Yom Kippur it says so l'chaper. Same word l'chaper. Ma'alon b'shekipper afkan b'shekipper. Just by Yom Kippur it's kapara. So too by us talking about the blood becomes possible if you put it onto the mizbeach haktar. B'maykom mifligi. What's the machlokes? Mar savar dorim chutz michutz. This is super interesting. I could ask Rabbi Yakim, how many times in Shas do you have something like this? Chutz michutz typically would be, you learn a chatos they do outside from a chatos you do outside. No. Over here, chutz michutz is something completely different. Chutz, I'm going to learn the chatos from outside, from ktoires, which all Klai Yisrael, they can't go inside to watch the Kohen Gadol. They have to stand on the outside. It's super interesting, to me at least. You ask him, it's a little interesting. This chutz m'chutz, it's not your typical, it's not the same thing. It's like, everybody has to stand outside. So it's like and that is similar to a chatas that's done on this mizbeach outside. Okay. And you don't learn the chatos from Yom Kippur. Umar Savar, Reb Shimon says, no, don't behema. It's much better to learn animal from an animal, not before we did people. People have to stand outside. And mainly you learn a chatas chutz from a chatas pnimi. They're both animals and not chatas from a person. Reb Yehuda says, if you go in b'shoigeg, then the blood is kosher. So the Gemara is medayik hamezid puzzle. But it seems like if he did it deliberately, it's possible. And now I want to know, how did he go in deliberately? Does he hold like Rabbi Eliezer or Reb Shimon that we just said? Does he have to apply it to the Mizbeach or he doesn't have to apply it to the Mizbeach? V'shekiper v'shloikiper. So now we're going to go like 10 lines, say all thing, then we're going to bring a raya all the way at the end of the parak. It says like this. It says in the pasuk, "V'yispar achadis v'sir achadis asher huva is damam lechaper b'kodesh." Matam aloyim v'asoyref. Let me show you the psukim. I'm not going to say anything. The Gemara asks, it already says in pasuk Chav Zayin, "V'sorfu v'eish esayirosam v'spsar v'spirsham." So why in pasuk Chav Ches does it say v'asoyref oisam? It's a double lashon. Does anybody understand what the Gemara is asking? I don't. So the Gemara says, it says Vasoyev twice. It says Gemara, Matam aloyim Vasoyev, L'gufei yitzrich. What do you mean? It's the two different, one says he should burn the hide and the meat, and Pasuk Ches is talking about that the person that burns it, he should burn his clothing. Two different things. Oh, you're right. Elo Matam aloyim and chatas chatas. In the beginning of the pasuk, you see it says chatas chatas here. If you were writing the pasuk, how would you write it? You'd probably write it Vespar useir hachatos. You wouldn't say the word chatos twice. Why does it say it twice? Here's Beis Hadeshen, Rabbi say, outside of the Gimel Machnos where the people lived, they would burn the par. Now the person burning it, the person who burns it, his clothing become tamei. That's okay. That's the par. How do you know chatas pnimi that also you burn? How do you know that his clothing become tamei? Chatas chatos. He learns from chatas chatos. The word l'chaper is actually. That's another way to learn it. From the word l'chaper. Rabbi Yehuda, so how can Rabbi Yehuda learn from l'chaper? How can we argue with the Rameya? And this is the Gemara's raya. L'chaper le'mashma Rabbi Yehuda says. Why my time? The l'chaper is teaching us what we're trying to learn before, that when you bring blood inside, it doesn't become tamei, the blood doesn't become pasul unless you do l'chaper, unless you put it on the mizbeach. This is how we know the Rebbe Yehuda holds that you need to put it onto the mizbeach. Hadron aloch kol Zevachim shenisarvu, hadron aloch kol Zevachim shenisarvu, hadron aloch kol Zevachim shenisarvu. We're going to do it after we do the Mishnah. Here, by the Gemara. Huh? Who are these people? The UK. Shalom Aleichem, guys. Wow. Agutavach. Which one is Manchester? Yossi Dahari? Who? Yossi K. Where is he? On the right one. Wow. Yeah, okay, I see him all in front. Yossi, we miss you over here. Givaldik. Who else do we have? So that's Manchester on the right, and on the left, Stamford Hill. Wow, it's a nice house. You see, Uncle Phil, we have almost 60 locations around the world. We have 29 here in Eretz Yisrael. People sit, watch the Shir live, and around the world we have 29 locations. It's unbelievable. It's the future. Now I'm going to show you. You guys know this video, but my Uncle Phil doesn't know this video, so I got to show him this video. It's one of the better ones. We're going to be learning a lot about him. Alu lo yerdu. Yeah? Uncle Phil, you hear what's going on here? This is going to be a Gishmak video. If I ask you right now, what kind of things that go on the Mizbeach don't come off the Mizbeach? They're pasul. Things that are pasul. Eitan, you know?
What?
Things that go on don't come off. What kind of things? Yeah, you know what? I'll just show you the video, and we'll see if this video is correct or not correct. Here we go.
אתה שם למעלה, אתה יודע שהבשר הזה טמא?
תקשיב לי טוב, אתה צודק, אבל אם כבר עלו, לא ירדו. נשתה בלילה, לא יורד, דם שנשפך, לא יורד, לא יורד, דם שיצא חוץ לקלעים, לא יורד, הלן, לא יורד, יוצא, לא יורד, טמא, לא יורד, נשחט חוץ לזמנו, לא יורד, נפש אחת חוץ למקומן לא יורד פסולים קיבלו וזרקו לא יורד ניתנים למעלה שניתן למטה לא יורד ניתנים למטה שניתן למעלה לא יורד ניתנים בפנים שנתנן בחוץ לא יורד ניתנים בחוץ שנתנן בפנים לא יורד פסח או חטאת שנשחטו שלא לשמן לא יורד אם עלו למזבח לא ירדו.
All right. So now we have... Oh, we got a follow-up. We have a follow-up to that today. We have a follow-up. So it says the mission like this. HaMizbeach mekadesh esaroy loy. The Mizbeach has the power, one of the psukim that we're going to see. It says, Shivas Yom L'Chavim, it says, Kol nigeya b'Mizbeach yigdosh. You touch the Mizbeach, anything that's on the Mizbeach yigdosh. And Rashi brings this lashon, we'll see it on Amud Beis. There's something called lachma shel Mizbeach. This is the bread of the Mizbeach. The bread, it's already owned by Mizbeach. Don't mess with it. Don't take it off. You shouldn't have put it on, but if you put it on, don't take it off. So we're going to see, it's really tomorrow's daf. There's 5 words. The 5 Tanaim, they bring 5 words. Rabbi Yeshua holds that the key word is ishim, fire. Anything that could go on the fire doesn't go off. So, l'mashal, blood. Does blood go on the fire? No. So if you put blood on, you got to take it off. What about wine? Does wine go on the fire? No. So if it goes on and it's tummy, it's puzzle, whatever it is, you got to take it off. But everything else that has to do with animals goes. Stays on. Shenemar. Shenemar hi oila al moigto. Marilo shiruyo liishim imolsa loy tered. I got to tell you this. Tered, in Hebrew, tered is what? You're getting desperate. Zevachim. No, it's very important. The Ariel should know this. When I was a kid, spinach was the number 1 food. It's a superfood. Does anybody know why? Because of Popeye? No. Why Popeye? It goes before that. Seriously. Because scientists in Germany messed up. He did a study, and he realized how much iron is in spinach, but he forgot to divide it by 10. He forgot. So he published an incorrect number. So for generations, we have to suffer because one Meshuggah in Germany. Emes' story, check it out. And now we can go back to the real pshat. Huh?
Always with the Germans.
Yeah. They say no, at the end of the day, it does have a lot of good vitamin K, but not the iron that they thought. Your mother didn't know about iron. Uncle Phil, you didn't have spinach in your...
She never gave me spinach.
She had no spinach. She didn't know what the... Ma'arilo, she didn't know what Popeye is. Ma'arilo, she really... Okay. Avkol shuroi liishim ma lo yered. Rav Gamliel lo yimekol aroi lemizbeach im olo lo yered. Shenemar hi oilo al moikto al mizbeach. The key word, according to Rav Gamliel, is mizbeach. So, does blood go on a mizbeach? No. Yes. Wine, mizbeach? Yes. So therefore, lo yered. Ma'arilo shiroi lemizbeach im also lo yered. Avkol shuroi lemizbeach im also lo yered. Ein ben divrei says the Mishnah in ben divrei Reb Gamliel le divrei Yishuel adam and esachim. There's one afkemina, the blood. The 2 afkemina is dam and esachim. Interesting. The Chofetz Chaim told his son. So people say, "Well, you had a son. I didn't know you had a son. You had a son." He made Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, and he came back to Europe, and he told him that what you did is a shtus. And I thought it was a very big chiddush. He told him, not everybody gets to come into Eretz Yisrael. If you're Zaycha, you get to come into Eretz Yisrael. But if you live in Eretz Yisrael, even if you don't have the schos, you're not you get to stay. So then people ask me, so what about if you go to the Shabbaton in America and Mashiach comes? But if you live here, you had to go, the Tzarech Mitzvah, Shabbaton, 100% Tzarech Mitzvah. Yeah. No. Rav Gamliel lo yerdu, Rav Shimon yerdu. Rav Shimon oimer, hazevach kosher unesachim psulim. There's 3 cases here according to Rav Shimon. The same case, but it's easy. Either you have a carbon that comes with wine. Hazevach kosher unesachim psulim. So the carbon was kosher, but the wine was puzzle. Or hanesachim ksherim, hazevach puzzle. The wine is good, but the zevach Afilu zev zeh psul, or both apostle. Hazevach lo yerid v'anesachim yeridu, says Reb Shimon. When they go together, it has to be the only way. Rabbi Isai, we're going to see in the Gemara that the only way, according to Reb Shimon, wine doesn't go down is if the wine came by itself, mi'atzmoi. But if it goes together, it comes together with a carbon, the wine always comes down, whether both are apostle, one is apostle, the wine is kosher, it doesn't matter, it comes off the mizbeach. Okay, give them a base. Oh, turning of the dam, geschmack. One of the most geschmack of things for a guest. A Dar Global turnkey financial service has free real estate purchase in Israel. Stephen Schwartz, it's already past Thanksgiving. We could.
The word turnkey is nothing to do with Turkey.
I know, but we don't push people's services here. Stephen Schwartz, Lili Nishmois, my parents, Million J. Schwartz, former owners of Arnes Deli in Lakewood. Antwerp. Where? Rabbi Eisenthal. Where's Rabbi Eisenthal? I need to see Rabbi Eisenthal. Where's he? No, they're probably seeing it on a screen.
Hey, I'm from Antwerp.
You go to that place? Do you ever go?
That's in Antwerp, I'm here.
No. Do you ever go there when you were in Antwerp? No, you got to be mechazik them.
I live here.
Is there a way to turn the camera so you see everybody, or everybody's? This is everybody. 1 year, I don't remember which. Maybe it was the first year. They all came. A lot of them came from Antwerp to the Shabbaton in New York. Okay, maybe this year also. Zog the Gemara. We're running out of time here. Rabbi said, "Mamish, we're running out of time." So we gotta. Let's see what we can do. Roy loyin, shein roy loy loy. Limudi mai. If it's proper for the mizbeach, then you don't take it off. If it's not proper for the mizbeach, no. All right, Papa limudi kmotzim shlei kodesh v'kli. So here we go. The famous kmitza. Let's just see. We don't have to see the whole thing, right? The way the kmitza goes is the kohen puts his hand just like that, and he takes 3 fingers worth of flour, and then he takes that and he puts it into a klisharis. If it never made it into the klisharis, so even though the actual mincha was in the klisharis to begin with, but it didn't go in there, so you must take it off the mizbeach. If you try to put it on the mizbeach, you have to take it off. But why is it any different than ula? If you have kachim kalam, that you're supposed to put parts of the let's say, what's a kachim kalam? A bchar, meiser. You have parts that go on the mizbeach, and you put it on the mizbeach before you did the zrika. You don't take it off. Why? Not so mizbeach. So over here also, you put something on the mizbeach, a mincha, before you did what you're supposed to do. Says Gemara, there's no connection. The kachim kalam, the meat of the kachim kalam, the imurim that go on the mizbeach, they themselves, there's nothing you can do to them. You have to take blood, which is another item, and put that on the mizbeach. Over here, the mincha, you're supposed to do something with this mincha. You're supposed to put it into a second klisharis, and that you didn't do, so take it off the mizbeach. Rabbi Yeshua Imakol Royli Yishim. Gamliel Nami Yoksiv Oilam Magda. Why is there an argument between Rabbi Yeshua and Gamliel? Rabbi Yeshua says the key word is fire, Ishim, and Gamliel says the key word is Mizbeach. But doesn't Rabbi Gamliel agree that it says Oila Al Magda? It says fire. There's a special halacha that if from the heat, from the pressure, from the fire, sometimes pieces of meat go flying everywhere. And that's what we learn. You're supposed to put it back on the mizbeach. But if he already uses up the word for something else, how does he know that he's supposed to put it back? I'm just going to say, if you know the joke, Givaldik. But my Uncle Phil doesn't know this joke. There's a guy once sitting in a restaurant, and the waiter comes to serve him his dish, and he sees that his hand is on the schnitzel. He says, "Sir, why are you touching my schnitzel?" He says, "What do you want? You want it to fall off again like it did before?" He's controlling himself. Yeah, okay.
What number is
that?
It's all. It's all good. Probably Yaakov told it to me 5 years ago. Now I probably used it 10 times. Says the Gemara, "Nafkalei mashatochalei." I learned from another pasuk. What do you do on Teichel? If you have Ktoiris that falls off, then you don't put it back on. Here, Rabbi Isai, take a look at this for a second.
מה איתך קטורת? מתרגש?
האמת שכן, זכות גדולה להיות פה. תזהר!
זה פויקן, that's פויקן.
הצילו! הצילו!
מבקש חילוץ מיידי, נפלנו מהמזבח.
Gati.com if you don't like helicopters in the
תעלה למעלה, באנו לחלץ אותך! היי, אבל מה איתי? מה איתי? אתה לא יכול לעלות בחזרה, אתה קטורת! אתה נשאר פה, בהצלחה!
אוקיי. דודוני מכני רבי אליעזר ויעקב. אשר תוכל לאש אסוי למזבח, יקולי אוי לאתה מחזיר, ואתה מחזיר יקולי קטוירס. וידוך, אוקיי, וידוך. We learn two things over here. First of all, we learn that the oila you put back on, and Ketairis you don't. Yeah, now we're going to do the opposite. What is he going to do? It says mizbeach, that anything that goes on mizbeach. So wine, nisachim also should be included. Why are you learning from the word eish? We have to understand what does the Torah mean? The Torah is saying anything that's appropriate for the fire, that's what the mizbeach is mekadosh. It says another place mizbeach that doesn't mention fire over there. Something that once upon a time was available to Mizbeach, but later on something happened to it, let's say it became Tamei. It never had an opportunity, it didn't have the opportunity to go on Mizbeach because let's say the Kohen that was doing that Avodah was thinking a machshava of Psul. V'idach, given the Psul ninu, v'Rabbeinu Rachmana, it doesn't make a difference if it had available minute or not. At the end of the day, the Torah said, you put it back on, you don't have to take it off. So Mela, it doesn't matter if it has a Shas HaKosher or not. I just want to see where that other video belongs. There's one here. Maybe it belongs for tomorrow. I'm just going to show it now. Why not? Well, does it make a difference? We'll figure out where it belongs. Here we go. Just because it's a continuation of that
אבל מה אתה
song.
פה? נטמעתי.
ואתה?
נשארתי כל הלילה. ואותי הוציאו.
מספיק לחלום חברים, יש לי תוכנית. נברח מפה, נעלה למזבח במקדש, והדין הוא, אם עלו, לא ירדו.
הולכים על זה! קדימה!
היי, רגע, מה איתי?
אתה בא אלמום? לך זה לא יעזור. גם אם תעלה, יורידו אותך.
למעלה, ניתנים בפנים שנתנן בחוץ, ניתנים בחוץ שנתנן בפנים, פס החוכתת שנשחטו שלא לשמה, אם עלו למזבח, לא ירדו.
Okay. Rabbi Isai, have a good Dvach. Thank you for coming.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.